What's up, everybody? Welcome to Talking Shit, episode 98. My name is Barrett Courtney. I'm one of your hosts, and here joined with me is one of my great co-hosts and even better friends, the bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero.
It's a good day.
And this week, as you might see, or if you're listening to this, you can't see it, our good friend Ricky Balazan isn't here. He's at an interview, I believe, right now, so he could not make it this week. But instead, we have a very special guest. Two weeks in a row, we've had pretty cool guests from out of town, which is, you'll never be able to see that for a very long time. Over here, we've got the most handsome man from England, Mr. Tom Hawkins.
That's not true, but hello.
To be fair, most Englishmen look like lizard people.
You
It's a
gotta
bold
be,
statement. Bold.
Hey, I watch BBC.
Okay, yeah, true.
you got David Bowie was from over there. He's pretty handsome.
Hey, David Bowie is also a lizard man. He's just a handsome lizard man.
He's got a mask on.
Tom, what the fuck do you do? Why are we excited that you're on this episode?
In real life or in like my pretend gaming life?
Yeah, like I guess in both. Like, what do you do?
Okay.
What do you do in profession? Like, what do you do to get money? What do you do on the internet?
To get money, I'm a graphic designer, which is great fun.
Ooh,
And a barman, so diverse.
Yeah.
And then my other thing is doing videos for Kind of Funny and making my own content.
You do a lot. If you've seen any like Kind of Funny supercuts, that is most likely him.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's just a bunch of fucking copycats.
Or Lockmore. He's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, Lockmore's stuff is pretty good. But yeah, you started with like the supercuts.
Yep.
So, really good. One of your most recent ones was the Kardashians.
I know you enjoyed that one.
That was really good. And we were talking with Amy Gills, who's also going to be on today's episode, but she had to go to a lunch for, I think, with Patreon. So
Yes. Yeah.
the scheduling there didn't work out. But we were with her yesterday. She was like, "Yeah, I didn't quite get it because she's from Ireland and they don't have a lot of that reality TV like America does."
Yeah, it's basically making Kind of Funny look like the Kardashians, which is interesting.
Yeah,
and it worked. It worked okay.
It was a good
quite well.
concept, and you did it pretty well.
Thank you.
But you also do a weekly show called
do.
Tea Time with Tom Hawkins.
This is true.
And so, like, what was like sort of your thought going into that show before we get into like our show and what we do here? Like, just give me a premise of like.
So basically, I thought, well, nobody else wants to do video content that I live with, and I'd rather do it in person because I think it makes better content.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I could just do it by myself. And I was like, well, most people that watch my stuff are American generally because of the Kind of Funny stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, I drink tea. That's English. I'll do that.
Yeah.
And that seemed to have happened and seems to be working okay.
Yeah.
So I'll take it.
A lot of people like it.
Yeah. Erin loves it. Colin's Erin keeps telling me how much she loves it. She watches it, which is quite cool.
So let me tell you a story here. So Kind of Funny Live, day one, like
Yes.
the whole show is going on, and we're like near like the catwalk, and we're with our group. We're with like Joey, Nikki, Kaylee, Zyger, and all that stuff, and Henry's there as well. And at one point during the show, Erin comes down to the floor because she's looking for Joey. She wants to be near Joey, and she's standing near Henry a lot. And she's like, she's taking pictures with like the fisheye lens and whatnot, and she's hanging out with Joey. And I could just tell like Henry had no idea like who she was, because at one point she's like taking selfies and we're in them. Like I got like a little like sort of pose in the background. And then after the show, I told Henry, I was like, "Did you know that was Colin's girlfriend?" He was like, "What?"
I was just like, I thought she was like a 16-year-old. I don't know.
I mean, she is very, very short. I did not expect her to be that short. So
She's normal height, I think, for a girl.
yeah. She's not Gia height. She is tiny. Tim's girlfriend. So, yeah, you do. It's on every Saturday at tea time.
Correct. Apart from the one just gone, because I was here.
Yeah, we were trying to set up like maybe like you do a live show here or something, but it was too much going on this week. I would have loved that to pull that off for you, because I would have loved to have the twist this week of coffee time with Tom Hawkins. I really wanted to do that at one point because I thought that would have been funny, just because you're in America. So
No, in America, it's Red Bull time.
Red Bull time with Tom Hawkins. Just drinking it goes fucking crazy. Because have you ever watched his show at all?
Nope.
Okay, so like
It's fun.
So he usually just like wakes up. He like usually you record like right after you wake up, and you're having your morning tea, and it's usually like just very calm. Sort of got like a, I don't want to say awkward, but there's like a,
It's deliberately,
it's deliberately like awkward, like quirky. So like sometimes he'll just like take moments and like just be like really quiet.
basically it's all on the fly. So it's like 10 minutes and it's just one straight cut. There's no editing in it. So if I read the questions, and I'll read them before I obviously do them.
Yeah, so the premise of the show, it's like you don't really go like, you don't have like a specific sort of thing. You just have like people will ask you questions on Twitter and you'll answer them. Usually they'll deal with like some of the recent like nerdy news and all that stuff.
The way I tend to organise it is like the first half will be nerdy questions, and then the second half is just general.
Okay.
Some people just ask you random stuff. So
yeah, I feel like I like answering like quite, like asking you like just random shit every once in a while. So just give you a curveball right there. So it'd be funny just to see Red Bull time with Tom Hawkins. He's like going like what? Let's answer all these questions. He just like
5-hour energy drink.
So cool. Check that out every Saturday. What's the youtube.com/Tom Hawkins 5?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's true.
So go check that out, and you also do Let's Plays. You do
Sometimes.
You sometimes do Let's Plays, and it's usually of the PlayStation Plus free games of the month. So we might see some 2K16
Probably. Because I want to play that anyway.
We might see some Gone Home. I wouldn't do a Let's Play of Gone Home. I would suggest, because this is what people have told me, is like, just play that game.
Okay.
So
how long is it? Roughly.
From what I understand, it's like 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You can apparently beat it.
You
can apparently beat it in like 10 minutes, apparently. But
Okay.
it's like something you don't, like, you won't understand until like you beat like your first run through of the game. You're like, oh, I could have totally done this or something. There's something of that like situation that I've been told over time and time again. So yeah,
Cool.
So check out Tom's stuff. Also at Tom Hawkins 5.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Got those locked down.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is Talking Shit. It's BZG's weekly podcast where we bring in random topics of discussion and we talk some shit about those topics. If you like that, head on over to patreon.com/BZG. Give us $1 a month and you get every full audio version of the episode early before the video version goes out on YouTube, where it's broken up topic by topic Monday through Thursday, and before the entire audio version of the episode is available for everybody on SoundCloud. Of course, you can get all that stuff at bzgamers.com. You can listen to the audio portion, you can watch the video, you can watch our Let's Plays, yada yada yada. So there you go. Oh, and if you also support us, you also get a free, not free, but you get an exclusive Patreon episode every month. It's pretty all right.
I mean, if you already paid for something else, it's technically free.
Yeah, it is technically. You're mainly paying to get the episodes early, so it's a little extra bonus for you. It's a little thing for you right there. So for the first topic I want to talk about this week is why you're here, why Alex and Nabishin were here last week, which is Kind of Funny Lives 2, and sort of like how we thought the show went, our reactions to sort of like everything that happened, and like what were some of our favorite moments. So I would like to actually get Henry's perspective, because you're not as into Kind of Funny. That was sort of like Kind of Funny is like your Game Grumps almost. Like for me, that's like my Game Grumps. Like you and Ricky are like, we watch Game Grumps all the time, all day, every day.
Oh no, I hate Game Grumps now.
Oh really?
Like it's,
when did this happen? Like last week? What happened?
So the whole thing with me is that at this point, Game Grumps has not been fun anymore. It's just watching two people do business playing games, and you can tell they're not having fun with it anymore.
I think they're doing series way too long. You know, they're on like part 63 of like Ocarina of Time.
Oh, I think
like,
it's in the 70s. I can check.
Yeah, it's like it's at a point where it's like you don't have to beat every single game you play, you know, and that's sort of like what we do is like we just do 5 episodes of like whatever fucking game, that's it.
Plus, like Ocarina of Time is, I just think it's a really bad playthrough because they're obviously not enjoying it themselves.
Yeah, it's one of those games that they've obviously played a lot, so it's like
67.
Jesus Christ.
But
so hopefully they fix that out like soon. Oh my god.
Yeah, hopefully.
This apple juice.
I mean,
is
the Doom
me burp.
playthrough has been pretty good so far.
Okay, yeah, I haven't checked
like,
out the Doom playthrough.
Just having fun with it.
Okay. It's nice to see them have fun. So I would like to get your perspective, because I was the one who like tried to get you and Ricky into Kind of Funny. So like how did you enjoy the day? I typically just want to talk about day one, because day 2 was sort of like
it was chilled out and
it was chilled out. I fell asleep for like 20 minutes at one point, so
I left early.
Yeah, and you left early. So like how did you enjoy yourself for day 1?
I probably would have enjoyed it more under better circumstances.
Right, your lizard just died. Rest in peace. What is
Viper?
Rest in peace, Viper. But I feel like, and that was the really cool thing. It was like I knew you were still like in a sort of bummed out state, and I felt bad because you had a general ticket and I had a VIP, so I wasn't going to be able to like be with you the entire time. So I had you. I was like introducing you to the people I've been hanging out with all week. So had you hanging out with like Alex Nabishin, Jacob Bryan from Variety.com, who does the Fear the Walking Dead recaps, and so it was cool because when you first came, you were a little bummed out, but by the end of the show, it seemed like you like really enjoyed your time though. So like, what were some of the things like you did not expect from the show?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I think I was expecting more just straight, like, podcasting.
Yeah, and that's definitely what day 2 was. And that's sort of what Kind of Funny Live was a little bit. Like, they still had, like, the presidential debate, and that was sort of, like, their sort of show, non-podcasty thing. And then they did the Game Over Greggy show. And I think that was really it.
Because I wasn't... You weren't the first
I wasn't there. No. I Tone Deaf performed for a little bit.
So based on
and then they had the press conference.
Based on watching the VOD, it was a lot slower, a lot more personal because it was just sitting around.
Yeah, it was like
coming
it was
up and
400 people. So
yeah, it was smaller. And then this year was more of a hype show, and
it was like 1,200 people.
Yeah, there's 1,200 people. It was at the Regency Ballroom, if you didn't know, and it was packed.
Where I had my prom and had a seizure.
Yeah, that was the same place where you had your prom. And they had like all of I was checking up on you because Henry has epilepsy, right?
Okay.
So there's a couple of times when they were doing the flashing lights, specifically when they would do like in the back screen, like the video screen where they're doing the thunder, and I would check back at Henry. I'm like, "Are you doing all right?" Because I know it's fucked up. It's like the second show in like the last year that I've taken to you that I didn't know would have flashing lights.
Yeah. Like you just turn around and my tongue's in my eye.
So yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, but that was definitely not it.
No, in a good
but
way.
But like in the best way possible.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect really. I didn't really think about it. I just did not think that it would be as hype as it was. And I mean, I spoke to some people that had no idea what Kind of Funny it was as well. Like it was people's girlfriends going along with them, and they said they enjoyed it anyway because everyone was really up
because it was still just like a fun show. Like even and that I think that was the best thing for. Like, the first Kind of Funny Live, I think the growth since last year is definitely just because, like, how genuine they are as people. And then from this Kind of Funny Live, I think the growth is going to be exponential just because of, like, okay, I'm not into, like, video games or anything, but these guys are still funny. They can still put on a good show. They're still entertaining. So I feel like because of Kind of Funny Live 2, it's going to be even more spread out of, like, how many people love.
And the Rooster Teeth partnership.
Yeah, and the Rooster Teeth
starts to embed itself a bit further.
Exactly. So because there were people there this weekend who had no idea what Kind of Funny Live
which was
Kind of Funny was. They were, like, Funhouse fans. They were Achievement Hunter fans. So I would say, like, it was really cool to have the press conference early, like the beginning of the show, and like a lot of the announcements that they had. I'm really excited for Colin Was Right. That's such a great title.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see like what sort of that show is, and how that's paced, and like what topics he decides to do for his sort of first run. I was talking to Alex O'Neill because he's possibly bringing a certain show called Alex Talks back.
Yeah, I've heard.
And it's from what I understand, Colin Was Right is very much the same vein.
Yeah.
And Alex is like, fuck, I need to get these out before Colin gets his out. So it was a funny little thing. And then, Henry, like, what were some of, like, the things that they announced? Like, what was something that, like, anything that got you, like, super excited or juiced, as Greg Geddes would say?
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Greg Geddes, it's Tim's younger brother.
Oh.
He would be juiced.
I was very confused for a second.
No, Greg Miller and Tim Geddes combined to be one person.
So, like, they did the fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z, and, like, that's what they turned into?
Exactly, yeah. There you go. You're just imagining that in your head.
I mean, I'm interested for Colin Was Right because, like, I disagree with Colin on a lot of things, but I'm always willing to listen to a person who can articulate what he thinks.
Yeah, that's something I always respect about Colin.
Yeah, I'd rather listen to someone who I disagree with everything they say, who can articulate their points very well, than someone who agrees with everything I say, but all they do is because it's right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like 90% of people who always talk about Bernie.
What would how about you, Thomas?
I can't remember anything. The thing is,
It was like
so
it
much
went-
happened. And,
so much happened.
I can't remember all the announcements. What else did they announce? Like, all I can remember is loads of flashing lights and music, and it being
There's
fun.
Taco and Bell.
Taco and Bell.
yeah,
Is that going to be?
So
it's hard to tell like what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, so that seemed like obviously they've got the animated series, and they said that that's what the guys in the animated series watch.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll make a one-off episode. Is the
Okay.
way I kind of thought.
yeah, that's how I saw it,
It's
too.
like it'll be a one-off episode, but I think they'll do really well.
Yeah.
So I think they'll do a one-off episode, and I could see that growing huge.
And then them keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
I wonder if there's any copyright issues. though.
And then there was the other animated thing.
Oh, the kind of funny doodles.
Yeah.
Zach
Those
Wenzel,
were
very talented young
so
man.
fucking good.
He
Like
was there
those-
this week. Did you meet him?
I think I talked to him for a little bit.
Because
Yeah.
he was there, and they are so good.
Yeah, they showed off a new one where it's about dropping 100 bears
Yeah.
in San Francisco,
Yeah.
and that just like he totally understands how to make their craziness into like a really accessible form of comedy, just like with the timing of like when certain characters will pop
Yeah.
out and
Well, because
he's-
like on Rooster Teeth, they've got the Rooster Teeth animated series, which
Yeah.
is the similar kind of thing, and like they explode. Those videos do so
yeah,
well.
and I think it's a really smart idea for them to go into that because that is actually it's like a trailer for
Yeah.
every Game Over Greggy episode.
Yeah.
So it like you don't have to be dedicated to like even just like one topic that might be like 40 minutes. You can just like watch this really quick and be like, oh, like this is actually really funny. I'd love to see like what else they had to say about in this episode. So I think that's like a really smart idea, and I think like those will definitely be probably maybe not the most successful, but I think it'll definitely be up there of like all the new content that they're doing.
For sure.
I think for me, I was excited about the Power Rangers versus
It was
Voltron.
Megazord versus
Ma-
Voltron.
Yeah, that was a really cool
Yeah.
trailer. But out of the announced stuff,
I can't think. I genuinely
yeah, because there was so much.
looking through Zyga's Twitter feed is probably the best option. He tweeted out everything.
Yeah,
He's
he
live
like
tweeting
him
everything.
and I think Joey were like
Yeah.
constantly updating on Twitter. I mean, I think the coolest announcement, it wasn't in the press conference, was the studio that they're
Yes. Oh, that was an announcement, wasn't it?
doing. It was technically an
Was it
announcement.
not in the press conference?
It wasn't. It was at
Oh,
the
no, it was
very
at the
end.
end,
It
wasn't
was
it?
like the
Oh, it was
one
the
last thing sort of thing.
Yeah, that is a really cool bit of news. It'll probably take them a few months to move, I imagine, but it's going to be
Yeah, it's probably going to take a little bit. I would imagine they might be ready in, like you said, like a month and a half to 2 months.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't know like how recent they shot that video. For people who weren't there, like they showed the new apartment. It was very empty. Like nothing was in it
Yeah.
yet. And I love that. I forget who I was talking about with this. I love that it's just sort of another apartment.
Yeah.
And not sort of like a very startup downtown sort of office, because that doesn't.
Yeah.
Like open floor
Yeah,
plan.
exactly.
Yeah,
Two-
exactly.
2 pillars in the center. We have a bowl of candy right over
Yeah.
here if
Yeah.
you want some, but it's all grape Jolly Ranchers.
Like, I think eventually, if Kind of Funny wants to grow, I think eventually they're gonna have to do something right like that.
eventually maybe.
Or maybe just get a house.
but yeah, because that
Because that's what Kind of Funny is to me, at least. Is like they're
They're a house.
Yeah, they're not like a startup. They're like these genuine guys who love to do stuff, and no matter where they are, they would love to make content. So
Yeah.
it's just they're homey to me. Like, and that's what I liked about like they're sticking to like basically an apartment. And when they were showing it off, when they were like going through the tour, I was like, oh shit, are they moving cities? Because for a second I was like, oh man, they're moving to LA. And then they showed like where the new place was. And I knew immediately where they were, and it's still in SF because we know that comic store. So
Yeah, I think that was a comic store where me and Ricky and I biked like 4 miles.
Jesus
to
Christ,
drop off comics they wouldn't even take.
and like who was it? Your like brakes that weren't working, or was it? Oh my god!
And I lost a chunk of my finger.
You fucking drove into a bush.
San Francisco, biking around San Francisco with no brakes is not a good idea.
Yeah, that's so dangerous.
Survived.
These are what my co-hosts are like.
Yeah. Danger man.
So I thought that was really cool, and obviously, like the Kevin proposing to Paula was so fucking sweet.
Yeah.
That was like I definitely teared up. I
did.
I teared up twice, which was when Tim was saying thank you to everybody near the end of the show, and that was a really cool moment because at that point I had realized that like Tim has always wanted to be like a performer. He's always wanted to be an entertainer, and it was cool to see someone like. I feel like I've lived here long enough to say that like I'm sort of kind of local to SF. I've been here for 8 years.
I'd say you
So it's cool to see someone who went to high school in our same like sort of area. He didn't go to Lincoln, but he went to Lowell, which is like 5 minutes away from us. It was like cool to see like
which is our enemy.
And it was cool to see someone like from a high school like we know about, and we had friends who went to that high school. To see someone come out of there and go to SF State, which we also have friends who go there, and to see him perform with people like Cisco, and to see him perform with Tone Deaf, and just to see how much it meant to him, like that definitely got to me. And then Kevin is definitely like without a doubt my favorite person of the group, and he's like always the person like I like to talk to like on Twitter if I need any advice or anything. Like I go to him because he's the fucking best. And to see him like propose to Paula on stage, you gotta imagine maybe they did it beforehand, maybe secretly.
I don't think they did. I think that was genuine.
Okay.
I think it was genuine.
Okay.
Based on speaking to them afterwards, I think it's genuine.
Because we were thinking about it, I was like, because you were the one who said like, did they have a video thing for if she said no?
I said, yeah, that's like. So I asked Kevin last night, and he said that they were just going to play it anyway, and he was just going to go off and cry.
Oh my god!
He knew it'd come through, and it did. Of course,
I mean, they've been dating for so long, and they seem like such a solid couple. So it definitely would have been a left turn if she had said no. So it was for nah. So that was definitely a very emotional part for me. And but like the performances, I had to shout out Megaran and Colin. Megaran all through though. Like his first song that he did with like him and just his hype guy were really really good. And then when Colin came on, that's when like everybody lost their shit. So the Dr. Wiley song was so fucking good. Like I have it stuck in my head like every once in a while. Like I'm thinking in my head, Dr. Wiley is so fucking good. Finally seeing like Colin rap on stage was just, it was perfect. After hearing him recite shitty 311 lyrics on Colin and Greg Live every once in a while, it's just like, do something good. And then he did, and it was really nice.
Whoa, amber is the color of your energy.
God damn it, they suck. Have you ever listened to 311?
Not really.
Don't.
Imagine Sublime but with rapping.
Oh God.
Because it's what I got.
Do you guys have any like other performances that like you would love to shout out? Because that was like a good portion of the show, was like a lot of just like the guest performances, and also Mike Drucker we were talking about before the show. Yeah. Mike Drucker fucking killed it.
And Bernie did.
Bernie was such a great host. He was funny, and the other unexpected thing was Jackie T sort of hosting the press conference. Hey Colin. Hey Henry, how did you feel about the press conference of Kind of Funny Live 2?
Stop licking my balls.
I mean, like, what other performances did you guys like?
I mean, my favorite part is always just seeing how awkward Colin is on stage.
I mean, he really, like, he definitely owned it. Like, when they were doing, like, the aerobics thing, like, he owned that. Yeah. And the rapping, that was when he was, like, his most comfortable, was when he was rapping. I thought that was awesome. Just shows, like, how, like, what kind of person he is. And, like, where his talents lie, and, like, how comfortable he is with, like, certain things. Yeah. So that was really cool. What else did they, like, what other...
reminds me of something funny that happened to me when I was flying up to Portland.
Okay.
On the plane, I sat next to a guy who almost looked exactly like Colin, and it kept weirding me out the entire flight. Like, earrings, same haircut, same beard.
Jesus Christ.
But the two things that I knew were like, it's not him.
He was playing a 3DS.
No, he was playing a phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
And he had a nose piercing.
Oh, okay. what was because they at one point they did and I'm sort of Alyssa didn't get to go, my girlfriend, and I was debating like, is she gonna like this show or not? And like the moment where I was like, fuck, I should have brought her to this was the lip sync battles, because that is her shit. She actually like watches that show. She's a huge fan of was it Jimmy Fallon that started in that?
I think so.
I think
Yeah,
so.
and she's a huge fan of his. If you don't know Mike Drucker writes for Jimmy Fallon. So
Because I'm hot and you're not.
that was like another great one where like Kevin and Colin came on stage. And They did the Teen Witch rap.
Them reenacting all these intros as well.
Yeah, that was really good. And then if you haven't seen the show, the YouTube version will probably be up in a couple weeks. But on Colin and Greg Live recently, they showed like all of like the redone like intros for Colin and Greg Live. So they did the hey Finn, this ain't something we ain't never seen before. But it was like Kevin in a pool. They did the aerobics. They did the Teen Witch one. I'm trying to remember what else that they did. I feel
The Virgin America in.
that was like one of the
actual
lip
video.
sync battles. That was so fucking good. Like Greg, like all of the fucking costume changes he had to do was just
Oh,
ridiculous.
Colin with the
Oh yeah, where the 20th Century Fox with like the really bad like recorder and Colin was playing it. That was so fucking
Superb.
good. I mean, like coming out of this, like Andy Cortez from 30 Second Reviews, as you may know him from Twitter, at _Cortez or just at Maximum Cortez. He does his 30-second reviews, and he gave Kind of Funny Live a 9.93 out of 10. I don't want to rate it, but did you guys enjoy yourself, or were like?
I enjoyed myself.
Yeah,
100%.
I would say there was something weird going on in the Facebook group of the Kind of Funny Best Friends, where some people were talking shit. Sort of like the name of the show, talking shit about like the VIP pricing, and
I've heard a few people say that.
not getting the bang for their buck. I mean, I liked it. It got us like an assured like, hey, we're gonna be close next to the stage like for both days.
Yeah. And guaranteed meeting them, because I
Guaranteed,
don't
'cause,
think
like,
everyone from the rest of the
Like
the
not
rest
everybody
of the-
got to take pictures.
No.
Yeah, and that was the cool thing. Like I don't watch Achievement Hunter, I don't watch Funhouse or anything, but I got to meet those people. Like I had met Adam Kovic before, but I got to talk to him for a little bit, and I got to talk to Kevin for a little bit. As I said, he's like my favorite person, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was also worth it of taking the picture with them. And this was one of the things, this was the intro video where they're like, what is kind of funny? And that was such a good fucking job by Tim of like that whole video. And the part where, and if you didn't go to the show, you'll be able to see it soon. But if you did, at the end of that video, showing all the best friends from like different cities and whatnot. And when I got to meet them and take a picture with them, Tim was telling me is like, you were originally in that video, but I didn't want to do cities. I didn't want to repeat cities. And it was like you and Nikki from San Francisco. And he was like, I had to cut you. I was like, dude, I'm no one compared to Nikki. So fuck yeah. She had to be in the video.
Don't be silly.
For some reason, it's me in the video.
Like somehow you knew about that and you would like send it and you're just like, hey.
It's just me giving a thumbs up, like the really awkward thumbs up I do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sort of just like, people are, the Kind of Funny guys are sort of getting to know me and stuff. So I don't know. It's Kevin and Tim definitely know me and they recognize me.
Greg just knows you as the weird kid with the hairline.
I mean, when I ran into Greg at Civil War, no idea who I was. But I think after this week, I got enough FaceTime with him. He was like, when I said goodbye to him on Sunday night, oh, Jesus Christ. We have to talk about Sunday night at one point.
Yeah.
When I said goodbye to him, like right before he was leaving, I was like, hey, if you ever want to have lunch, get away from Kevin. He's like, fuck Kevin. He was like, if you ever want to get away from Kevin, just have lunch. Let me know. And he was like, yeah, I'll see you at movies probably. So he definitely like
Recognizes the face.
at least I think he associates me with Alex O'Neill, which might be a good thing. I have no idea. I don't know what the kind of reputation Irrational Passions really has. So Henry, you sort of dipped out early on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And the other thing with the VIP, we were also assured these shirts because they sold the fuck out before general admission got in, and these shirts are awesome, designed by Andy Cortez from Rooster Teeth. So I think that was also a little worth it as well. But
I was the one who got a thong.
You did get a thong.
Me too.
Yeah.
Used my height to my advantage.
Yeah, you
my
did.
6'4" powers.
We just both come to the show with them matching.
Yeah, next year I'm just wearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The entire week.
Yeah.
So sort of like you didn't go to any of the community events, I believe. Yeah, no. You were planning on going to X-Men, but you dipped out of that, which was probably for the best. We were all like sort of seated, separated, and so it was all right.
And we had to go see X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, and we had to
Everyone
go
was
see
tired.
X-Men Apocalypse. Tom fell asleep. A lot of people fell asleep.
That movie sucked.
But it was cool. Like, just I think my favorite parts actually of this week were just seeing everybody. Like, you're the last of like the one of the last of the few people. Amy Gilroy is here until Friday, but
Yeah, most other people left Monday, or people have been slowly. Most people left Monday, and the people have been trickling out throughout the rest of the week.
yeah, and that was sort of the weird thing of like everybody leaving and even my girlfriend leaving.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
I'm leaving with Alex.
No, she actually left with Jacob. That they shared an Uber to SFO, and I think she had a layover in LA, but I think there was like different flight times. So, yeah, but it just meeting everybody, or seeing everybody again, like you, like Sean, Fred Sully from Nerds Online is seriously like one of the best people.
He's awesome.
Ever. Seeing Andy again, that was really cool because I met Andy at PSX and we didn't really get to talk a lot, but this time we got to talk for a little bit and meeting new people. Like I didn't know Jacob Bryant from Variety.com, who does the Fear the Walking Dead recaps, at all. It was Alex who texted me. He was like, "Hey, can my buddy Jacob stay at your place as well? If not, that's cool. But I was just wondering if I would hit you up." And then I sort of met him before we came here. We did the Uncharted 4 spoiler cast for Irrational Passions, and he was on that episode. So we got like acquainted. So I was like, all right, I don't feel as weird like letting you into my house and whatnot. Yeah. And he was like the most turnt fucking person this weekend. Of just like always like never saying no to a drink and never saying no to partying and whatnot. And he was a fucking joy to be around. But also just fucking all of the people, like Nick and Shauna from theavyouth.com. Fuck, I'm trying to remember names now because there's just so many people. Alex Aziz, who was like our fucking bodyguard throughout Kind of Funny Live. It was so great. Jordan Town, who is one of the Patreon supporters who was recently on a Game Over Greggy episode. I've only watched the first part of that episode so far, but he is really good. He is like really natural. And I'd asked him, I was like, "Do you do any content online?" And he was like, "No." So I was like, "Damn, you should look into that, son."
Stop doing it.
So I like got to meet him, Ben Bellevue. Fuck, there's so many people this week. All the guys from Comics and Joysticks that I hadn't met before.
Did you meet Santilli?
Ryan Santilli, my fucking homeboy from Ohio. That was really cool because we always have Twitter exchanges. Of like he didn't know I was originally from Cleveland when he found that out. He was like, "What?" So like that was really cool, and got to see Alfredo Diaz again this week, and Mike Mamone. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I think. Well, that's how I say it.
It's a Filipino last name.
I'm probably
so
incorrect.
Yeah.
Don't trust me.
From IGN, like he is such a sweetheart. I got to run into him for a couple minutes. Obviously Joey, Nikki, Zyger, Amy, like all of the mods that like Danny Juarez as well. Jesus Christ. Danny fucking Juarez. I'm gonna be doing some Let's Plays with Danny Juarez soon. Expect a lot of cuts.
Yeah.
A lot of things to be cut out. Just a heads up. And Nabishin from Irrational Passions. Like that was the first time I'd ever met him. And he's also just a really, really sweet guy. And we got to do a lot of things together. And I think that was the highlight of this week for me. Of like I didn't get to go to IGN, but we all went to GameSpot with each other, and like going to hang out at Pier 39. We were just hanging out near the fucking sea lions for just a little bit. We're not even doing anything, just hanging out and just fucking talking. And then
the Foundry
was really good. Greg stops by for a little bit. I guess I'm allowed to talk about it, like, because he sent out that picture. It was like we got drinks with him afterwards as well. And that was really nice because, Greg had no idea who I was, but now he knows me, and he even knows Alyssa. He knows her as the blue-haired girl who is an enigma to him.
Damn.
So just like hanging out with Greg was definitely an interesting thing because we sort of got to do it twice. So there's like there's the Foundry and After the Foundry. The After the Foundry was an interesting thing. We were supposed to go to Wing Wings, and then we ended up going. Wing Wings was closed, so we went to this pizza place.
Yep.
And Greg called this bar that we wanted to go to right after to see if we could bring in outside food. The answer was yes, but he kept going with it, as Greg Miller does. And he's like, okay, well, can I justify bringing in food if I bring Jeanette?
I think it was Jeanette.
Jeanette. Can I bring in food if I bring this Jeanette person, hypothetical Jeanette, a hypothetical piece of pizza? And he did that, and we came over, and she was pumped about the piece of pizza, and we talked for a while. And that was just really good. A lot of like kind things were said about everybody, even people who weren't there. Roger Picordi, I know you couldn't make it this time, but we're getting you next year. You're coming to Kinda Funny Live 3, you fucking piece of shit. Roger Picordi from youtube.com/RogerFormer. So just hanging out with him, and then fucking how I want to end this topic is Sunday night. We are the worst and best community of all time. So do I talk about it? I gotta talk about it. It's not like this girl's gonna watch this.
I know, but it's so questionable.
Fuck. We did some very questionable things on Sunday night. We sort of catfished someone, sort of Tindered someone, and there was like 150 of us helping out this one guy. All I want to say is, Robert, if you're watching this out there, we all love you, but that was seriously some questionable shit. But I guess that won't be the last thing I say. The last thing is, what was it, Monday when we went to hang out in Golden Gate Park? Yeah.
That was the last group event. Really.
Yeah, the last group event was Monday, and seeing everybody and getting secret ramen is now a tradition for when people are over here. And that was you recording fucking shit in reverse was totally disgusting. So there's like a Snapchat filter where you can like record stuff and then play it in reverse, right? So we're at ramen. And people are...
Records a video of me nutting.
Oh, God. And so there's like a video. It would be nice if you could send me one of these so I can like put it into the video right here. Of like... We were having like dinner, or we were having like ramen with like Grimecraft and like Nick from the AV Youth. And so it's just like fucking these videos. And you did like 5 of them, I think.
Yeah, there was a lot. Quite a few of them.
It was disgusting, but it was a really fun time. And that was sort of like the last like true goodbye for everybody. And,
that's the last time we saw most people.
Yeah, most people, and then it was just Kinda Funny Live was really, really fun. I'm glad you had like the little time that you did spend with us. Like you did enjoy yourself. And you know, it's always a pleasure you coming out here. I know
I love being here.
It's really hard for you to be over here, but it's
worth it every time.
It is worth it. I don't know. I shouldn't be saying it because I'm literally doing none of the work, but you know, I'm sure it's worth it. So my one question for you guys is, I don't want to say expectations, but what do you think Kinda Funny 3 is Kinda Funny Live 3 is going to be like?
They're gonna bring guns out and shoot the audience.
Whoa!
Damn.
Jesus Christ! That ego going to Greg Miller, man.
Go big or go home.
I don't know. It's gonna be tough for them to beat it. But I'm sure they will.
Yeah,
People said that about the first one.
I mean, I watched the first one.
But watching the first one was
was
nothing compared to this one.
It really
Nothing.
wasn't.
So
there were a lot of twists and turns in this one that, you know, almost every time something unexpected came, everybody was cheering.
Yeah.
So there were no like hitches or anything. The one hitch of the show, I guess, would be during the Game Over Greggy show, where the electric fucking what is it called? It broke or whatever. Like the batteries died or something. But that was like the one hitch of the show, I guess, or at least like we can see. I know I understand from theater because we're both in theater backgrounds. Even if the audience can't see like anything wrong on stage, there might be and probably is like 100 different things going wrong backstage.
Yeah.
So, but they made the show itself runs smooth. I can only imagine the stress Matt Scarpino from Midlife Ballers is feeling right now, or was feeling during the show. But I'm sort of scared for Kind of Funny Live 3 because this was a big like jump from 400 people last year to 1,200 people this year. I can only imagine like what kind of space they're gonna have to get for Kind of Funny Live 3.
I'm willing to bet there's a wrestling ring involved.
There's potential for it. That's a good bet.
That might be a good one. Yeah, because if they do Kind of Funny Live 3, it's almost like they might have to go somewhere else for it. They might have to go outside of LA, like to LA or Texas or something. Because I'm trying to think of like what venue they could realistically get next year that could fit 2,000 people, 2,500 people.
It's gonna be crazy.
It is gonna be really crazy, but we're gonna fucking love it because we're gonna
take the whole Cow Palace.
Oh, that could be actually a good one because Cow Palace is like sort of in that area, but it's not downtown and it's sort of shady around there. So it's like, is that really worth it? Bringing in a bunch of people, and Cow Palace is also huge. It's like unnecessarily huge for Kind of Funny Live 3. Maybe Kind of Funny Live 8. Maybe take over that entire fucking place. So any last general thoughts about Kind of Funny Live?
No.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
A.
A out of 10.
Out of 10.
You fucking British accent, you.
I know.